So today, this has been on my chest for a while, and I felt like I just have to say it, record it, and put it up there. I don't know who else feel the same way that I feel, or who can see things that I'm seeing also. And I just want to just put it out there and send there. But it's been happening for a while, and it's like the things become true. Like I've seen someone put something on Facebook of Sankofa. It's an African word, and it said um, Sankofa means to not just to say to come home and build, come back to Africa, the motherland, and to live, the way you live in the West or whatever, but to come back and to get involved in culture and experience what your ancestors experience and stuff like that. Getting with African spirituality, the food that they eat, the traditions and all of that. And it makes sense to me because I, when my ancestors came to me and told me to come to Ghana, when I had that calling, when they explained to me that put myself as a yarn, a ball of yarn. So I have to, in order to, for a yarn to be wrapped up the way it is, it has to be, wrapped. And so now for you to trace yourself back, you must unravel that yarn, and follow it wherever it goes until it leads you back to your ancestral ground. Now, I say that to say this, that a lot of the aspirants that coming from the West, um, history has taught us that we were ancestors at least were a part of the slave trade, that we were sold or bought or stolen from the African continent and were taken across bodies of water to where we now reside in the West. Now, for me, that from as a child hearing the stories, I knew it didn't make sense. It didn't make sense that someone can come into your home, into your house, if they don't know your house, and they can go places in your house and invade your house and rob your house. It has to be an inside job. So I knew it had to be an inside job. From small, I know something was wrong about this story. And so now coming back here to Ghana, and I'm sitting here and I'm observing stuff about what's happening to the diasporans that coming back to the motherland, especially here in Ghana. I can only speak for Ghana and basically in the area that I'm in, but I've heard stories from a lot of diasporans who be in Ghana. Many left and went back because of these things, being misled, robbed, to everything. I've heard stories of where guys would date African Americans, um, or Caribbean or African Europeans, and they come back here and then they set them up to get robbed and take, so they pretend. And then they would say, sometimes speaking to some Ghanaians, they would say, oh, it's not the Ghanaians who's doing it, it's the Nigerians who come to Ghana, you would know the difference and all that. You know, okay, that's true, but I've witnessed Ghanaians doing stuff also, so it's not just the Nigerians. But this is where I want to get in. When I've got the call and I was told to myself in my soul that I was an ancient Egyptian and we migrated from Egypt all the way down through Nigeria to Benin, Togo, and then we end up here in Ghana, right? But it didn't stop there. Now, if you look at the world today and check the persons that are in power, they are not the rightful heir to the seat that they're sitting in. Now, when the white man came in to Africa, they wanted stuff that was not theirs. And the only way that they could have gotten it was they had to partner with persons that envied those that were in power. Like say if I'm rightfully supposed to be next in line and my brother or sister felt that he deserved to be there, which it is not. It was not tradition that you get, not because you feel like. And so what happened was jealousy and envy causes our brothers and sisters to go against us with the colonizers. And what they did was they colonized, they kidnapped, captured because of hatred and jealousy. And they didn't want the persons who were rightfully heir to their seat, in their seat, they wanted to take it over. So they went along with the colonizers, captured their brothers and sisters, and sold them. Some for nothing. They just wanted them to be gone and to be erased. And that's what happened. And so they packed kings and queens, gods and goddesses, and put them in captivity and sold them and had them removed off the continent of Africa to become slaves and stripped of their God given rights. And today you can still see it in Ghana because the way they treat their own, the ones who are there who have something, treat the rest like they're nothing. They despise of them, they look down on them. And for us coming back, now what they knew was gonna happen was that they made a treaty with those that colonized our ancestors to make sure that we all of our memories of who we are was erased from us. Y'all might not believe it, but this was the plan. And those who sit in the seat now are making sure that when we return, how it is that you can plan 400 years and then you have a year of return. It had to be in a plan. It was planned that you take them away. Eventually, they would come back. That's just the laws of nature. That's just how things happen. It will come back. They know that the ones that were taken would not be the ones returned. It would be their children's children. And if you can change the mindset of the children, they would not know that they were rulers sitting in these seats. They would think that they just lost, we don't know ourselves, we want to come back and we want to. But when we come back, watch the way we are treated. The year of return called for us to come back, but yet nothing was given unto us to say, come back here. They want us to come back and they want us to pay for our own land. They want us to pay for residency. They want us to pay for everything. There is no love for us. Now, don't get me wrong. People, you can find Ghanaians who do not have hate towards our brothers and sisters that are coming back. Some of them love us. Remember, they do. They want us to come back. But those who are in charge know who are returning and they know we do not have full memory of who we are and the position that we had and their job along with the colonized with the Western system is to make sure that we never know who we are, but we just come back home to develop home so they can benefit off it. This is what's happening. This is why nothing is given to us. And the government, the president of Ghana, wants reparation for our ancestors. Think about that. We, the colonizers, didn't just come in and kidnap us. Our own sold us to the colonizers and make a treaty with the colonizers to make sure that we've been punished, we've been scarred, bruised, and have amnesia, that we will not know who we are when we come back to the continent. We will not know that we were the kings, we were the queens, the gods and the goddesses that sit and had the Benin kingdom where it was, had Egypt where it was back in the days. We would remember ourselves. We would remember who we are. And so now that they can feed off of us coming back here and using what we bring and then asking for reparation for the country, but not for the people, how is it that the country want to be paid but not give the money to the persons who suffered, the children of our ancestors who suffered? That that clearly tells you that they know what was done. They know the agreement and the terms and the condition. They know that the love for us is in us. It's not DNA. This is home. We are home. We know. And so we're coming, but they use an opportunity also for us to build. You understand? We're not going to get anything in return, but we are just happy to be home, and they're hoping that we do not remember. But we are remembering, but we just want peace. We're not here to bring war. We wanted peace because so much is happening to our brothers and sisters around the world that there's no need to bring war to our doorstep again. You understand? So we have to come in with love, and the ones that are here who are welcoming us, all is not welcoming us. Trust me, they are not all welcoming us, and they see you as just money. They see you as opportunity. And the ones that are sitting in the position are not the rightful owners of those positions. Most of those tribes had women leaders. Women are always leaders. From the from the time of beginning, women were the leaders. We give position to our sons to be rulers, and our son went along with the colonizers, and they planned and manipulate, and that's where everywhere around the world they degrade women. They look at women as less than them, even though they come from out of a woman. They see you as less compared to them. How is it? How can a son be more than his mother and his mother's less than him? And I've seen it in a lot of the culture here. How can it be that a woman can give birth to a child, but the father has the right to take that child from that mother if he no longer wants to be with that woman? And that woman leaves childless, and he will take that woman's child that she carried for 9 months, that she nurtured, that she take from a semen rode in her, gave life, and bring it into this world. And she has no longer has say over that child. That child becomes the man's child, not the woman's own. The man only produced the semen. If he drop it on the ground, it's no use. But if you put it into the woman, she then takes the responsibility. She is the portal between the universe, between the spiritual realm and the physical. Only her can give that type of life to connect, bring a spiritual being into a physical form. And she does it in 9 months. And then she bring it here into this world. And then she has no longer have say in these tribes that I've seen here so far in Ghana. Something gotta be wrong with that. See, they were taught to hate their women, just like the colonizers hated their women. because they understand that the women was in control. The women was the leaders of their groups or their tribes, and they didn't want it that. Wickedness, people, wickedness. And so we have to know when we come in here, we have to be careful coming here. And I'm not saying don't come, but we have to be careful because we have to still, even though our ancestors was stolen, sold, and sent to the Western world to be slaves, to be raped, to be tortured, to be wiped, memory wiped clean of their existence, where they're from, who they are, and then sent back to come back here after 400 years, and you have to pay for everything that you need here. Where were the lands of my ancestors before they were taken? Why can I inherit a piece of my ancestral land? These are the questions. So the reason why, and so now they're using us to come back and bring the money of our oppressors to develop. You understand that? And while we come, many still see as opportunity to steal from us. How can you tell us come back? Come. We welcome you. But yet still, when you come, everything you have to pay for. It's no discount. It's not even this is a package for you if you come. Even if you charge something, this is a package we prepare for you. You can pay this little or a half or what we would charge another race of people, whatever you want to call them. But no, the price going up. When I first came here 5 months ago, they were charging 80 CDs to renew your permit, your visa for 1 month. Now it's 300 CDs. Think about that. Think about that. There isn't any help for us, but it does not mean that we shouldn't come back home. But we gotta be smart when we coming back home because we have to remember those who helped imprison our ancestors. They are sitting in the seats that are not their own, and they will make sure that you will never remember who you are. So please, when you come to Ghana, please, when you come to Ghana, do not come to Ghana partying. Do not come to Ghana to build a big house and to stay away from everybody and to think that you're better than the rest of Ghanaians. Just know that your ancestors want you here so you could remember who you are and to make some changes on this continent. Not to turn it into the West, but to turn it into the time when we had this country or this continent at peace. Africa needs to unite. And the truth must be told. The truth must be told. We must all know the truth because only the truth can set us free. We have been asleep for far too long. It's time to wake up. Now, I know this might sound like gibberish to some of y'all and might not. This woman just probably running with a bunch of foolishness. But those who know, know. Do your research. Check it out. You can see something is not right. Watch it. Most of our leaders, if not all the leaders in Africa, is controlled by the West. We know that controlled by the West, whether it's France, Germany, whatever, the UK, whatever, it is controlled They're controlling them and they hold them in position. And only way they will stay in position if they keep the treaty that they have put together with the sign with these people. They must live up to it until we make the change. We are the change that we want to see. We got to stop allowing them to tell us who to elect and start electing who we want to see there. Don't let them give you a choice. Go for what you want so we can take back. Let's move these little concrete boundaries that they put between us. And if we can break those, we're going to put the rightful people back in a position that they need to be in so Ghana can come at peace, so Africa could be at peace. Anyways, that's it, guys. Thank you all so much for listening. If you like what I'm saying, then share this video, okay, so that those who feel the same way would connect. You understand? And let's build a better Africa for all of our children to come back home to. All right, guys. Thank you so much and bye.